In today's video, we have my client, Matt Dirico, who had a 300% profit increase once he joined Onyx. Matt came to me with his entire business being outsourced and with no idea how to profitably maintain his margins due to his unnecessary staff and ad spend. And once we took a look under the hood, we were able to get rid of all of his expenses and get his business to finally break his 5K record to finally hitting 8K months completely organic. The best part about all of this is that he can appropriately scale profitably now. And I'm gonna shut up and let Matt talk about his transformation himself, because Onyx has done wonders to his business and it's finally given him the confidence to see a 20K month in his future. So Matt, my friend, take over the show.
All right, cool. All right, Mr. Matt Dirico, look at you. You look like handsome Squidward, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, dude, tell everyone why you're so handsome.
So handsome because Yusha's been holding me to a higher standard. So I've been just locked in trying to be the best version of myself. And handsomeness comes as a result of that.
I love it, man. All right. So I remember we have talked throughout the years, and the biggest thing was you ran ads, and ads was all you ever did. I remember you never posted, which is hilarious. And pretty much when you came to me, you saw me at a mastermind, you saw me speak talking about how ads suck, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you just mentioned it to me right now. You had a bunch of light bulbs about, holy fuck, that's me. What the fuck am I doing? I'm just lighting my money on fire. Pretty much, right? And so I want you to explain kind of like where you were at and how things have evolved just from not only your mindset, but also your business. And then also what you realized that you were actually kind of like going backwards on your goals. Because you were in another mentorship, right? And it was really big on like ads and yeah, can you like walk us through all that?
Yeah, 100%. So just to go back to the beginning, right? Like up until very recently, I really did not even put much attention into organic content. I started my business from a lot of like DM outreach, just hitting a lot of people up, got some clients out of that. Then I switched to ads. I was doing like different mentorships, just putting a lot of time and effort into ads, trying to just get paid leads, and did that for a while. And then it became very clear that, especially, beginning of last year, right? I had an ad do good for like 2 months. So I thought, oh, it's time to hire and like I'm scaling my business, right? Mm-hmm. But then it flopped. And I realized, all right, well now my lead flow's cooked. And I had literally 4 months of just like wasn't signing clients. I was losing clients. Mm-hmm. And as a result, what am I going to do? Spend more on ads, right? Because I'm like, oh, I don't have leads. I'm going to spend more money. So that's kind of where I was at, dude. I was just like, the business wasn't really moving forward. I was spending more money. I had hired 2 people and it wasn't working out. And that's when, I went to Austin, saw your presentation, and I realized like, dude, like I don't even really have a brand. My content sucks. And I was just like alternating different posts. Like I'd be posting like tweets, talking heads, like client wins. And it was just, I had no clear structure. So, it became clear like me neglecting organic content was the biggest bottleneck in my business. So once I realized that, I'm like, I just got to start getting better at this as soon as possible. So that's kind of how I got to working with you.
So like you brought up a great thing that I think a lot of business owners fallen for the trap of, which is ads are predictable, right? Ads are so predictable, and we want business to be easy because if it's predictable, then obviously we should grow our business inevitably, right? And that sounds like what you kind of fell for, and it's a shame. And so that being said, can you kind of like walk everyone of your like transition of like, wow, I was doing ads for so long and what was it that you never broke? You never even hit a 6K month with what, $2,000 a month of ad spend? Like,
Yeah, so I was spending between my team and my ads $2,000 a month on that, and I was hitting hard plateaus at 5K. I wasn't even hitting five. I hit 5K a couple of times, but I was like clearly just not getting the return that I should have been getting. So
you're basically going negative.
yeah, as of last summer, dude. Yeah, I was
You were literally going
I was going negative. Yeah.
You were running ads just to make enough to pay the team and then barely able to still pay your rent.
Yeah, I mean, beginning of the year it wasn't as bad, but like August, September when I joined, I was like just throwing stuff on my card, just being like, I'm gonna figure it out. And I just wasn't figuring it out. I'm like, I gotta change something. So
Right. So what did you realize specifically? Because I'm sure when I told you, well, I kind of didn't tell you. I was kind of like, it's up to you. I don't want to fuck you over. But I was like, you on your own turned your ads off. So what made you have that confidence? Because I'm going to be the one to call myself out. We never got you a viral video, but we still somehow got you to an 8K month, which is insane without the ads. So it goes to show it's the content that did the work. And we're only a matter of time before a viral video changes your life. So like that all to be said, what gave you that confidence, even though I never got you a viral video?
Yeah. So pretty much it kind of came down to, I mean, a lot of people say this, but like, I thought I was like shadow banned and like, I wasn't, getting views. Right. And dude, like I got a lot of followers from ads. I was doing DM ads, but I was doing follower ads. So like I had 10K followers, but I would post not even just a reel, but like I post a story and you'd get like 300 views. And I'm just like, it's frustrating when you're putting all this time into content and like, obviously your stories are important and it just wasn't getting eyeballs. So then it became clear from talking to you, it's like, hey, we have a lot of followers that are just hurting your engagement, right? You have a lot of ad people. A lot of them are bad leads. Some of them were just like creatures from the internet who knows if they're even like real accounts or whatever. But so it was a combination of that. And then, once I'm just like, all right, well, I'm spending money on ads. I have all these bad followers. That's when we kind of decided, what if we just turn ads off and start removing some of the damage that I've caused?
Yeah.
And it was like pretty quick, dude. I went from getting like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 views to like, now I'm hitting over 10K on a couple of posts, averaging way past, 6 to 8K for a lot of the videos. So it was just a drastic change of like, it was an experiment. I'm just like, hey, well, what's the worst that can happen? So
honestly, the same thing. You just stay in that same cycle. You just keep going that circle, burning money on fire and barely living. That's definitely what it could have happened, right?
yeah.
So you also mentioned that you've signed the most amount of clients ever on your roster, which is also crazy. So what did you feel like the lead flow changed or turned? Like, what was the lead flow? Because let's be honest, everyone talks about that predictability, right? Like ads are targeted, ads get the right person. And I'm not even like trying to hate on ads. It's just kind of like the irony. People start with ads before building that foundation. So what did you notice by now finally focusing on the foundation? What did it do?
Yeah, 100%. And this is one of the things that you actually did for me as more of a business change was like, you made me realize I had all these followers who were still good quality leads and I just wasn't reaching out to them correctly. So like one of the things we did is you just changed my outreach. So once I stopped running the ads, I had to obviously do a lot more manual DMs, right? So instead of just wasting leads by sending the wrong messages, I finally figured out how to actually talk to people so they actually hit me back. And that one change, just like, April and May were just nuts. Like I was just booking calls, signing clients, and it's just, that's really kind of what happened. Like when I was running the ads, dude, I was relying on the ads. Like I wasn't doing a lot of outreach. Maybe that's on me, but now that the ads were off, it's like, all right, like the only way I'm getting leads are organic. in properly knowing how to reach out to people and have a conversation. So now that you actually told me how to properly do that, it was just the results spoke for themselves.
Yeah, right. Isn't it crazy how you just learn how to speak to people that immediately changes how they view you, right? So with that all to be said, you got, I think, what was it, 17 or 18 clients? Like, what was like your total?
Yeah, so I'm up to, as of the end of last month, I had 22.
Wow.
So yeah, so we're up to, 22 clients, dude. That's huge for me. So.
And you were lighting more money on fire by having some random assistant coach that didn't necessarily need to be there yet.
100%, dude. And that was like, it was giving me kind of anxiety because I hired this dude, and like, great dude, like good guy, but I just wasn't giving him clients. So it didn't, like, I had no point of having the assistant coach if some of the clients, like, I needed to have the clients myself. Like, it didn't make sense, like, cash flow wise, to be giving my clients away.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this was definitely way too early in the process to be hiring for that.
Yeah, and like, even like, what was it? You also had a VA, right? The VA was doing like work that didn't necessarily need to be doing right now.
Yeah, 100%. And like with the VA, it's like the VA is profitable when you have good lead flow from the ads.
Yeah.
So like back when, there's a period of time that the ad leads were solid and it was like good, but then the leads started to go down, and then the VA has nothing really to do, right? When there's not a lot of leads, then you're wasting money, and then it's just a downward spiral from there.
That, and it's also like, obviously we can like change the perspective, right? If you had the skill set that you learned from me now and applied it back then, I'm sure things could have looked a little different too.
100%. Because like what it comes down to as well is the VA is only doing what I teach her to do.
Yeah.
So my strategy wasn't optimized. And like you said, like if I was doing what I do now and had her do that, obviously I'd be seeing way better results from that.
Absolutely. Got it. So then now, right, so what did we do here? We went from barely making $5,000 a month with ad spend and unnecessary employment, right? So you're barely making like shy of $3,000 a month because of taxes too. And then all your expenses are wash break even. So going negative. And then from there, your top client roster with your assistant coach was right around like 14? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was around 15, give or take.
Yeah. And so then we've gone from that to now pretty much just making like shy of an 8K month and having 22 clients, 0 ad spend, now actually giving you in the ability to think of an AC. Wow. That's kind of crazy to think in the time frame that we've been working together. How does that make you feel, I guess, for how you want to run your business now moving forward?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was very reassuring. Obviously, having more clients is great, but when you cut your costs by $2,000 while making more money, it's like, that's a huge change with cash flow. But to answer your question, I feel like everything is just a lot more aligned now, that I really just refine the basic systems before trying to scale too quick. So now it's like, all right, I'm actually, I have a system for getting consistent clients. So this time when I get an AC, I'm not going to be, not giving many clients. I'm actually going to have a steady flow to give him, so the business continues to move forward, and it's not just, the massive ups and downs I had before. So I think I have like a good base to keep building off of, from obviously all the things that we did and everything I've learned. So
totally. So to kind of like wrap up this, what would you tell someone that, not even in your same shoes, because everyone has a different bottleneck, right? Like, what would you tell someone in just general that's like on the fence and they're, I guess, in the same somewhat boat as you? They are basically either negative or broke, and they want to actually get their business going, but their main obstacle is themselves, not seeing obviously the roadblocks that they're putting on for themselves. What would you tell someone like that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the big thing is just, it's the investment in yourself and your skill set, right? Like the way that I saw it, and it's something that I learned from like Alex Parmosi, is like you have certain goals, they have a cost. You're going to pay with your time, right? Say, oh, I'll figure it out. I just, lock in. And then a year, goes by and you're like, shit, I'm in the same exact spot. Or you can actually invest in yourself, hire you and have someone teach you exactly what you need to be doing, so you're not wasting your time and losing more money, right? So that's kind of the first mindset shift. But yeah, I mean, like, that's really it, guys. It's like investing in yourself, not wasting time doing the wrong things, right? Because then you're only gonna be moving backwards. And that's what I was doing. I was moving backwards, and it's like, what are my options? Either I try and figure it out, right? I mean, you give good free content. I could have just figured it out. But the second thing is also accountability, because that was huge. Even with me, like I kind of need the accountability, like you obviously know. And it's one of those things, like there's a lot of like Friday nights I was supposed to, go and film content. If I didn't have to report back to you, like on my own, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I'm like, all right, well, I got to do it now because I'm locked into the process. And, where we have a lot on the line here, let's really full throttle this and try and get to the next level. So that's kind of what I would say. People on the fence, just take the investment in yourself, guys.
Well, final thing to wrap it up. So obviously a lot of people are going to shit themselves when they tell them how much my program is, which is hysterical because it's a done for you program, which I'm like, what do you think it was going to be? Could you tell people kind of like what went through your headspace, like of how you can justify it, even at someone at your situation back then, like why the math just mathed, even though it did technically put you in a bigger hole?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, for me, like I saw firsthand people who you completely just blew up. So I saw firsthand, like, this is the only chance I have at a winning lottery ticket. Like if I don't do this, then there's a very, very small chance I get the goal I want. If I do this, sure, yeah, it costs money, but I'm putting myself in the best position to get the results as quick as possible. So if you look at it from a business investment, like if you blow up and start making a lot more money, in the long run, the investment is not going to look that bad when you compare it to all the future growth that you're going to get from doing that. So that's the way I looked at it. It's like, I mean, think of all the success you can get, all the success I've seen you get other clients. Like that's worth it to me, right? So that's the way I would put it.
Fuck yeah. Sick. So anyone that made it far into this case study, what do you think that they should do?
They should absolutely join, hit you up, hire Yush, and scale to the moon, guys.
Cool.